I've always had a lot of trouble trying to define what U.S. Maple sounds like.
You know, we're all definitely inspired by classic rock.
I've always said that we're a rock and roll band. You know, obviously we're not like Foghat. I mean, people say that we take rock and roll, that we've taken rock and roll and deconstructed it.
Those guys have been living with deconstructionism for years before I was in the group.
I didn't always disagree with the term as much as maybe other bandmates did.
Is there such a thing?
We're trying to, construct things differently. But I would think of that as just constructing things differently. We're still constructive.
I've never known with that term means and I have no interest in following up on it. Seriously.
There's a thing about audiences where they want to be satisfied. They want to have their expectations fulfilled. U.S. Maple, but more than any other band, refuses to fulfill that expectation. Just forces people to contend with them doing what they do.
That was a big part of it, actually, is this shared confusion.
There's a lot of people watching, a lot of people just watching.
You're still waiting for more puzzle pieces throughout the course of an entire set. You're trying to figure out if you've just seen something or not.
I went to one of his functions. His music is not my cup of tea.
And once they get this thing going and they get it going, and all of a sudden they change forces, they change directions.
I remember the feeling that I would have at those shows. It was like, just like waiting to rock, you know? It's like,
I know you guys are expecting us to like sort of rock out here, but we're gonna hold off on the rocking out for a while, so to make just to make you pay attention to all the other aspects of music performance. You know, there might be a little rock in there later, but there might not.
Just watching them play, they're very entertaining to watch. There's so many bands where they're just playing and it's not. They're just playing music. But this is a U.S. Maple show is a show. Everyone I've ever seen.
Obviously, when you start making that kind of music, you're not really concerned with how, like, the financial success. It's just not really high on the list.
And if you love what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're playing in Salt Lake City in front of 25 people, or you're playing in Rome in front of 2,000 people.
Sometimes we would think that the show was horrible, but people would still think it was a great example of U.S. Maple, because it's the same thing where you're just up there watching these guys trying to deal with each other. And that's how it is when we have a great show or an absolute colossal nightmare like Oklahoma City was.
It wasn't planned out in any way. It just kind of came together.
To me, it's just it was an incredible success, and it was wonderful.
I wanted to be different. I wanted to do something truly original.
Let's do something remarkably different, and let's use all of our creative powers to try and generate something that sounds really fresh.
That means the most to me, is that all I ever wanted to do was to marry it. That's all I ever wanted to do.
I feel, lucky to have been a part of it, because I know how hard it is for a band to do anything.